That way, we're not taking everybody's time forever. Okay, perfect. Smile, say cheese. We are live. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kitty and Paris group sesh.
Powers.
Yes.
Let's just say Kitty first.
Yeah, well, over here we have over next to Paris, we have Jedi Steve. Welcome. Also known as the impersonator for Bob Marley.
Bam.
I'm sure there's a story behind that.
Oh.
And then over to the other side of Paris, we have the wonderful Baby G. And we get to learn all about his name in a moment.
Thank you,
And I must say, you look very fashionable today. Thank you for coming.
I tried.
Dressed.
I tried.
Very impressive. Very impressive. And then next to me, we have the wonderful Terry. We had the honor of interviewing Terry earlier, so we're gonna have to make you watch the show so you can learn all about him, and then watch this show, and then you'll even know more.
Okay. I'm gonna go live on my Instagram.
Of course, please do. Would you like me to post it right there? Because it does sit right there. Just hit live.
Why not? But let's continue.
Okay, well, definitely. Well, we came together because it's Friday night.
Yes.
And we were here at the Caliente Girls studio. Oh, look at behind you! Daddy Kitty!
I love it. I love it.
That would have been nice earlier.
You know what?
But that's why we have group chat, because you just never know when things finally come together.
Exactly.
Right?
Okay.
So Jedi Steve, I must say I had the pleasure, because of Terry, taking me to the OB in San Diego, which was an awesome, wonderful evening. I'd never been, so it was my pleasure to go with you as well. And you're very interesting because you are like a poet, a music writer. And when you played your song for me, I was just blown away, because it's not I wasn't expecting it, but yet that's what I'm drawn to, like poetry and someone who takes it off beat. And then you combine the frequency to it and the woke.
Give us that word, woke.
Yes, and so please elaborate and tell us all about it. Welcome, and tell us more about that.
About the process for my song, and if you notice at any point, if you get to listen to some of my music and listen to everything, as I am not good at going along with beat. There is no place in the world that I go that my people are, because everywhere I go, my people are.
Yeah.
And I was telling Terry earlier that I'm on this planet to break up cults. So the Bob Capella that I do is Bob Marley a cappella, and I don't do it with music. And my hip hop, it was me challenged to do something else, because I didn't get a good feeling of how artists were working in the world, and I felt that they could benefit from the superpower of humility and the superpower of vulnerability. Right. We think of them as weaknesses because we draw on them when we're weak, but we don't want to point at ourselves like Terry's very good at doing. We don't want to point it at ourselves. We just want to blame others. That's an entitlement. But when you start to align with these in good times, in average times, and in great times, these are superpowers. And
that's superpowers. Don't we have powers?
And you can be like the people on the screen that are superheroes. You can be a superhero in your own life, and you can inspire other people to be because if you change, the rest of the world changes.
Yes. They always say it starts with yourself. That's beautiful. That's
good.
I love that. And when you say you don't like your beat is different with the wording, when you were telling me you made the song, you made the poetry first. and then you added in the music. I was like, huh? I mean, it makes sense. It's like you make your mold and then you pour in the Jello and just
Right.
there you go.
It wasn't just that. I did it and I left room for somebody else to add to it.
Sharing.
Like Einstein says that you can start with an idea and the idea can't expand necessarily until it goes into somebody else's mind.
Right.
And we all have
That's
the
like
invention.
It goes from one lead to another,
So the person that I gave to the beats, I paid him $20 per song. He lives in Russia, speaks Russian, speaks very little English.
Wow.
So I was wondering why he left my mistakes in there, which I wanted to, because hint, hint, I'm not perfect. I want him to live in my. I know. I'm around me all the time, so I know I'm not perfect.
I don't know
That's
if you
deep.
look, but I think you look in the mirror again.
Okay, you're right. I'm perfect. So he left the mistakes in there, which was beautiful because he probably couldn't necessarily know. And I don't know to what level of English he spoke. He said he couldn't do it, and he couldn't do an interview with me on it. He wanted to do it in written form.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be willing to, even if he didn't speak any English, to do an interview, because that would be like very, very fun and entertaining. But we were able to do stuff. And how come some people that we spend all over our lives, some of my friends that I've had a long time, some of my family members, we're not able to do something when somebody that's totally different from me that lives, I'm not good with geography, but I would say it's probably halfway across the world.
Yeah.
But culture wise, it's in a whole nother place.
Totally.
So that comes back to the Bob Marley impersonation, because on a global audience, Bob is that one love
Totally
in there. He is opposite of that cult mentality. He had something that I was searching for a long period of time. Am I having fun? Am I being conscious? Am I making money? Can I hit all three of those? So.
Wow. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I just felt like I've been enlightened. That's wonderful.
What is were you into, like a better word, into Bob Marley before?
The first time I heard Bob Marley, I was on vacation in Hawaii, because like Terry, I grew up privileged. And I was on vacation in Hawaii, and it was the first vacation I went on that my brothers weren't with me. So I got to like kind of be out there, like with meeting strangers for the first time instead of in my bubble, like from people from all over the world. And they were playing Bob Marley and singing along, and that was the first time I heard him at 12.
Wow.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
Wow.
And when you say you grew up privileged, speak more about that.
My dad was a doctor. My dad was the fifth African American officer in the United States Navy. He was the first African American doctor officer in the United States Navy.
Mm.
He cut a check for me over my time for $230,000 in the early '90s for college. There's people that are way more privileged than that, but not percentage wise.
I just wanted to define
we're just happy I get a car. I don't care if it's used.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So, did you feel like, because you seem were you always on the path of enlightenment, or do you feel like you needed to learn more about what life was about? And it's one of those things where sometimes the rich get a bad rep, like, oh, the rich there's no enlightened rich people, or whatever that means. but I mean, did you feel like once you, because you just shared with us, did you feel like that knowledge, once you inquired it, that you're like, okay, this is what life is all about? And I don't want to put words in your mouth.
I don't necessarily believe in enlightenment.
Okay.
And I do believe that everybody is enlightened until a second person walks into the room. So you can be in your own bubble, in your own thoughts.
That makes sense.
One of the songs from my album, it talks about if the guy from the Matrix comes to you and he asks you about the red pill, blue pill, take half of each.
Interesting.
Because, and I'm not religious, but the goal, I believe, for most of us is to be in the world, but not of the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's from scripture.
Yeah.
But,
But like a balance.
Yeah.
of outward and inward, and that's below.
It's so funny because
above.
because you sound enlightened. You sound like,
but it's like you just saying you are it until someone else comes to the combination.
So it's one of those things where it's good to hear. It's interesting to
another perspective.
Even my song "Woker Than the Woke," I'm making fun.
What's the name of it?
Woker Than
Woke.
The Woke
Powers.
I'm making fun of woke culture and cancel culture by saying I'm woke.
I like that. We have to learn to laugh at ourselves.
Yeah, for sure.
We have to learn to take ourselves, because I think that, and that's, and some people still don't get that, and it is what it is. But when words like political, or like a better word, Republican or Democrat or liberal or green, everybody, it's good that no matter what you or Christian or Buddhist, it's good you can learn to laugh at yourself.
Correct.
And I'm not exactly sure that's with that, but I like the perspective.
Yeah, I feel it's easier, and I call it, and Terry does this a lot. But in 8 Mile, when Eminem made fun of himself in the beginning, and then the guy had no way to respond, like because he threw
takes people, but it takes people by surprise that you can laugh. Yeah, it's a power. Because you almost take back control, because people think that they know the reaction you're going to give them, and when you don't, they're like, okay, now what do I do?
And plus I'm in the world, and then also saying I'm not woke, but I'm woker than you are. Because I don't necessarily believe in it, because woke is it's temporary. What are you doing today? What are you doing in this moment?
You're right. You're the wrong. It's so funny because like. I want to say that it's one of those things where I can say that I understand woke, meaning me, but at the same time, I like to be one who I like where you're going with it. I think it's so important. And sometimes people are threatened by you going. I mean, and I don't even know if you give me experience. Maybe it's ever happened where someone like, "What do you mean you don't believe in hope?" Have you ever got that before?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Like people question like stuff I say all the time. And I'm not
to the person. Can you give us an example, like when someone was, and you may not have an example to give, but like, do you have an example where someone was like challenged your?
Terry and I do it all the time.
I think that smile, like the kind of okay.
One of my clients said that I'm ropes course without the ropes course.
Because like I said, you sound very enlightening. You sound like somebody who believes in, at least I believe in a higher power.
It's like he doesn't need to proclaim it; he just is,
and that's important too, I think. And some people don't give it.
It's like a newbie thing. When you're a newbie, you're like a Jesus freak. You're like atheist freak, or like you're just preaching it because it's a new thing. You feel
you're thinking
woker, but then
so
life comes in, and then you start forgetting the woke, and then and then all of a sudden you don't even remember that moment. You're back to living. Maybe a better life, but you're still with the same old.
So and religion aside, but I believe Jesus probably went to the apostles, and he was telling them certain things like, don't do this, Matthew. And then Matthew goes and teaches all the stuff, but the story was just for Matthew.
Mm.
And the 10 Commandments make total sense to pretty much everybody. And then there's lots of stories that were in there that Jesus had to explain it. Mm-hmm. But the true thing is you want to get out of this head.
Mm-hmm.
There's more thinking going on in your heart and your gut than there is in your head.
Mm-hmm. I think it's all three. You just got to combine them and be on the same page.
Because I like that you're thinking out of the box.
Yes.
I think you're thinking out of the box, and it's always interesting though.
It's like quantum thinking.
Yeah, and it's always interesting though. Sometimes I may or may not agree, but because I'm a kind of person that it's so.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
No, because a friend of some person that I know. It's so. I'm glad that you speak on it. Sometimes people they go through this whole thing where they don't want to speak on something that's not. And a lot of people do for whatever reason, but I'm glad that you're. It's just. I'm glad that. Because basically, you have sometimes people who don't want to. well, I'll put it this way. I a lot of times like to definitely listen, even though I may not agree. And sometimes instead of attacking, and sometimes I think, especially, oh Lord, we're about getting into the last 4 years. By saying the last 4 years, that's it. I got into it. But when it comes to certain, things, you introduce, and I'm thinking, and maybe it's like you even said, the way you guys go at each other sometimes. It's interesting because I think that a lot of times certain people don't want to. They just want to. They don't think they want to fight, but it's just one of the things where if you don't kind of almost agree, almost with exactly, and then sometimes you find that you actually do agree, but for some reason it didn't come in that box. And some people I need this in the box. I know we both agree, but I need. So it's interesting. Powers.
I think we hit something.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that you can have.
I was trying to get the short version because I have a long version. Powers.
Thank you.
I believe that what people are trying to do, having a bunch of people around them that agree with them, it creates blind spots.
Yeah.
And blind spots you can let go of in 5 minutes, or you can let go of in 20 years. And there's lots of things that are happening, bad things that are happening, channeling into bad relationships, lots of stuff. So I think it's not good for business. It's not good for my livelihood to do that. That's why I don't do it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm limited in doing it, and I'm getting better at not doing it as much.
Yeah. And also, I like things I believe in to be challenged. And sometimes that's not the case with certain people. But I like, even though I don't believe you, I like to constantly believe, okay, this is why I believe this. And based on what I don't agree with. And so I think that's why I think it's healthy.
For sure. Because it helps release the blind spot.
It's definitely what I've heard multiple times now on different platforms about speaking the truth. Like someone's like, well, let's talk about the bad beers. And the guy's like, oh no, I did that one time.
So what'd you say, the bad?
Because he rates beers, but he always says it's good, or whatever. And one guy was like, well, why don't you tell us which ones are the bad ones or where they lack? Or he goes, oh no, I did that one time and I really hurt the beer manufacturer company's feelings.
You did say beer. I was like,
well, I'm just saying when people speak the truth, and then the guy's like, well, what? People need to get over being so sensitive. They need to, how else are they going to learn their beer sucks?
Yeah,
it's like, well, you got a point there.
But what you got to say? You say something, Rocker.
I don't drink beer anymore.
I'm not talking about beer. I'm talking about
what
because when he mentioned something about you guys.
The banter.
Yeah.
It goes back and forth. It's brought us closer together, and he's revealed blind spots in my life. And I think I've done the same for him. And I think that's what brotherhood's really about, is that we stick with each other through thick and thin. And it's okay to butt heads if we're willing to be honest about what's going on, willing to admit that I might be wrong, or at least open-minded to the idea. So we definitely clash, but it's all about learning from one another and kind of being brothers and doing business together and getting out into the world and doing some good. And if we put that at the forefront of our own personal egos, magic happens, So it's just, we're just starting the journey. And
how long on each other?
Well, we met on 11/11 at 11:11 p.m.
Okay, that's what you were saying.
2020, which was kind of weird. And that's when Steve was just kind of like, he just kind of took note of something. And it's because of him that I really kind of dove into the entertainment industry, and I'm here, and now I'm talking with like Baby G and Kitty and you. I mean,
yes,
it's just
Baby G.
The synchronicities in my life are just out of this world. Nothing happens by coincidence. So to have these great mentors and friends, and the people that like I said earlier, my soul family, coming into my life right,
you love that,
at light speed,
soul family,
right? It's just incredible. I mean, and I'm grateful for it all, the good, bad, and the ugly, because it made me who I am.
Yeah.
How did you meet Baby G?
Through Angel Moon. We're working on the Power Ranger fan short film with Cleve the Harmony God, and Angel Moon was able to connect with Baby G. He came down to San Diego, met him. We totally just clicked. and gonna be working on some big things together. It's just all really exciting.
Yeah.
You know, to be coming into the industry really kind of fresh and young, and just having incredible mentors and people that have, you know, been down this path and being able to contribute, hopefully in small and big ways.
Gosh, yes.
With people. You know,
Yes.
it's all about, you know, adding value to what other people have got going on and making an impact. You know.
So introduce us here.
Yeah.
Baby G.
Oh, thank you for waiting. Thank you. Great energy
That's
in
for
the
last.
corner.
Thanks for the introduction, y'all. Appreciate it. Thank you, Paris. Thank you, Kitty. And gotta thank you definitely, Terry and Steve, man, both of y'all, man, especially Terry, man, for bringing me over here, man. So I'm Baby G. I'm Big Sykes' little homie. Y'all know me in the streets and shit. I got movies all over. White City Schemers. That was a good one, Buzz. And it's coming out. Don't worry. Long Beach Medallion. Check that out on YouTube. That shit is popping. Supposedly it's the first movie about Long Beach that Snoop's on the soundtrack. This shit's gonna be dope.
What?
Long Beach girl.
Definitely got to rep my man, late TIP Big Sight, Last Thug Standing. That is coming out. What you see on YouTube, those are just clips. That ain't the whole thing. There's a whole feature film and TV show episodic ready to go. And we're just waiting for Netflix because that's what Big Sight wanted. I don't got the connects that he got, so hopefully we can make something happen with that. And then we got Getaway Robber. That was the last movie Big Sight was in. And then Rocks, Paper, Scissors, a military action movie, and then a lot of other shit, man. We got music and scripts and stuff like that. So
Wow.
Oh, yeah, so check-
OMG and other words.
all right, so I'm gonna plug right now. KingdomEnterpriseFilms.com. You can check out some of the stuff. I got to update Long Beach Medallion. Got to be on the website, but if you look up Long Beach Medallion on YouTube, you can peep it out. And then what else? Oh, check out LastThugStanding.com. LastThugStanding.com. You can see some unreleased, newly released music videos with Big Psych. You can see behind the scenes footage of Last Thug Standing and clips from the film. And there's going to be an updated trailer for all these movies coming out soon. And then they're going to be released in one way or another, even if it's self-distribution. So, yeah, that's what's going down. And then got blessed by Terry. You know, we the Easy Does it. I got to mention that T-Mac Animal. We were working on that project for years, and we put together a screenplay. And we worked with the fam, we worked with the streets, we got it all down. And Marjay came into the project, and she was doing mass promotion. And Cleve came into the picture, and that's how we linked up, you know. And after that, because Marjay, Cleve, and I, we stayed doing projects, and Power Rangers came up, and I came down. That's how me and Terry met up. So
Power Rangers sounds so random.
No, not at all. Power Rangers is gonna be big. It's gonna be
No, it sounds random to hear it among everything else.
Oh yeah.
No, it's gonna be
But what we're gonna do is throw a real edge to it, because since Baby G, we're gonna make that nice, you know. So it's gonna be nice. Your fans, we're working on the screenplay right now, so we're gonna have a version. Cleve gave me permission to write it out the way I want, but I'm going off what he asked, so I'm gonna respect the main vision he's got, and then we're gonna tweak it up a little bit just to give it that real edge. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be something nice.
Wow, I'm really excited. I'm definitely really excited. And it's just so unique how we're all connected one way or another, but it leads to a Power Ranger.
Right?
Exactly. Power Rangers brings it all together.
It's morphin' time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow. So besides the plugs, where else can people follow you? Do you have an Instagram? Can they Google you? What's this?
Yeah, it's my government name, Gregory Nalbandian. So if you look that up, you know what I'm saying? I'm not good with social media. I got I don't even know, probably 200-300 followers or whatever. I got 10 different accounts.
If they wanted to reach you or whatnot, or hit you up, maybe they want to, donate or get invested financially, throw you some money, be part of.
Yeah. No, that you're right about that. I got to get the GoFundMe and the Kickstarter started up. Yeah, you're right. There's a few things I got to finesse on, because I've been just pumping out the movies and doing the projects. I haven't done the business end too well. So
if anyone's interested in investing or getting more information, there's good
Yeah,
times to be had and be part of.
Right. So Kingdom Enterprise Films at Gmail, KingdomEnterpriseFilms.com. And then Terry, he's right now, I'm relying on him with a lot of business. So he's got a big load on his shoulders right now.
Really
What you do, man?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
And I think that together, everybody that's involved, it'll be a collective effort to make it happen.
Right.
So can they reach you for if they wanted to invest or what other things, since we're talking about that?
So
They needed to contact you.
Yeah, you guys can find me on Instagram at my government name.
Right.
People just say their Christian name. I know.
So it's Terry Metsch, TerryMetsch, and you can email me at sphericaleconomics@gmail.com right now.
Yeah, and hit us up with your projects. You know, if you got an idea you want to put to life, we could jam it out for you. It's not like what you think it is, you know. So,
well, we might be talking because I'm working on E-Killer Kitty, and I do have a CGI company in Long Beach, but
Sweet.
I need help with the script because I got the comic books and I got this couple segments going, but I have been doing so much research on the back one for the movie that it's almost become its separate entity.
Gotcha.
You know what I
If you
mean?
need any
So-
help, you know, I'm down with
Well,
you.
that's what I was
kids.
saying. I'm just throwing it out there, you know, because I'm always looking. I've been messing around with the music and the scoring, and I'm finding a few songs, but that to me is a big part of it. You know, I might not be a
Definitely.
musician, but I got an ear and I know what I like and I know what the visuals. And I'm the kind of girl, like, I have to see the music, hear the music when I know and if it clashes together, it's on and banging, you know. So,
Right. That's what's up.
so I'm definitely a creative of all, you know, the composer, but sometimes you need healthy tools, you know, people who kind of play their strum and you're okay, that's what I got that. Yeah, kind of, you know, and then it comes together and everybody's just blown the F away.
You know, you're right. Yeah.
What, you can say it better? You can say it.
No. I'm totally agreeing with you because the projects, they come together on their own.
Yeah.
They do, and that's that magic you were talking about.
Yeah, that, you know, connecting, having keywords, that the hashtag that brought us together. Are you sure you don't
The
want to follow?
hashtag that brought us together. Hours.
Fine young fellas. And then you'll get, every
exclusive.
time someone hashtags that, you get that on your feed.
Right.
It'll even suggest it for you.
It's a sick one. It's a good title for something.
I was gonna say, since we're out here doing promotion, check out Big G when he comes out dropping out. I'm gonna drop an album, man. This shit's hot. There's a lot of cameos on it. So yeah, wait until that one comes out. It's gonna come out this year, so I don't know when, but sometime this year, I promise that.
Definitely.
City Rock.
I think I said it all. So I mean, if there's any questions you got other than that, you know what I'm saying? Much love, one love. Love y'all. Thank you for the
Thank
plug.
you. Definitely. That's
Yeah.
why we're here. I mean, Parris here is a top fashion director for LA. Every day is fashion
Every
week.
I'm
day.
gonna ask you
Fashion
again, what's
week.
my family look like?
It is you.
Look.
It is so you.
Okay, cool.
And
Bam.
another
You heard
thing,
it.
another company we want to plug real quick
Yes.
is Costume. The name of that one.
Yeah, absolutely. So Hollywood Toys and Costume on Hollywood Boulevard. Big shout out to them, to Ron and his daughter Natalie. Just more soul family coming in.
And they're also have available to rent.
Well, they don't rent.
What are they?
But they can definitely use their support. It's a Hollywood landmark. A lot of big celebrities for a long time have been going there, and their selection is you know,
and it's a toy
and costume store.
So like if
So
you need
for
costumes for
Hollywood
things,
Toys and
outfits,
costumes.
Gosh, I've been in myself.
Yeah.
Got me a toy and a costume. Yeah,
Yes.
totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I should know that place.
Right? So
Yeah.
if you guys need any costumes or props, definitely check that place out. I mean,
let them know
it's been there
Kitty and
for
Paris
forever.
sent you, and
Yeah.
Terry and Big G and Jedi Steve.
Oh,
We all got our own promo code going on.
so there. Your turn.
Yes, definitely. Where can people find more Jedi Steve or?
My best Instagram is Bob Capella, and you can also reach me at the cannabiswellnessparty.com. Tell your friends and tell your mom.
So there. Just in case your friends not your mom.
I had
Hey,
to bring up
mom.
my mom.
A lot of moms. A lot of moms, you know, support cannabis.
Since we got a plug, free Dr. Matula Shakur. Free him already.
Yeah.
real.
Hmm. Powers.
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 I might have to steal that one.
Say it again.
Steal it, Powers, or
We'll
borrow
share
it.
We'll share it.
We'll share it.
Ah,
Sharing's
yeah.
caring, right?
Ding-ding-ding-ding.
Sharing is caring.
I love it. Well, are you okay? So how long have y'all been working together?
2 days.
Yep.
Okay.
2 days. 2 days strong.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Strong as
It's
We're out
Works
here.
fast.
Do you know what studio we're at? This shit is a trip.
Yep.
you know.
How
this
to get
is-
the girls.
We're
Dash
split.
radio.
Terry works-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, yeah, 2 days. You know, with Steve since November, with Cleve, don't know how many God since December.
Wait,
Yeah.
what about us? Look,
And-
get this.
Go ahead, you drop. How?
I have a friend who's a DJ, Sketch, and he does gigs all over. And I always offered him, if you ever needed a ride, let me know. One day he called me, "Okay, I need a ride." And it's like 6:45. I go, "Okay, to a gig? Okay, cool. How long do I got?" He goes, "Right now." I'm like, "I gotta put my face on."
Face your face. Oh.
I'm just saying, I was in homie mode. So then I jet over there, get him, and take him to Marina Valley. Long story short, this is where I met this guy passing out CBD joints, which happens to be yours, right? Or connected
No,
with.
shout out to Remedy Rolls.
Thank you.
for-
I'm sorry.
Remedy
I just remember you
Road.
talking about
healing,
some CD.
Healing Sacrament. Was it Healing
CD.
Sacraments?
Yeah, hearing sacraments.
David
Yeah, yeah.
Goodknife, you know, total another godsend in my life. You know, like just the synchronicities. It's out, out of this world.
Yeah.
You know, so it just shows you stay positive, you find your voice,
Yeah,
you
out
do
there it comes
good in
to
this
you.
world, and the universe responds in a big way.
Hey, I'm always down for anyone giving me free weed. I'm easy.
Yeah. So
I don't. You don't need to jump no obstacle course or say anything. Just say, "Hey, want some weed?" Down, load her up.
right, and that was what.
In a nice cigar box, and it was all. They were already all rolled up beautifully. And the owner of the gig, she was like, "Oh, get some of those." And I'm like, "Oh, I was kind of embarrassed to ask because like I was like being forced to ask, and I was just waiting for him to pass them around. Then he kind of skipped us, and we're like, "Oh, now I gotta ask." Oh my god, I hate this! And I was just acting all crazy. I'm telling the truth. And then I went up to him, and he's like, "Oh, sure." And he came over, and then I said, "Two for her." And I go, "Oh, shoot, for all that effort, I'm taking two."
Yeah, and now when I hang out with Kitty, I introduce her as like my big sister.
Yeah,
Still
You
there. With the fantastic hair.
Right?
Oh.
I mean, come on now.
but yeah,
Loving her hair, darling.
thank you.
So there. Interesting.
So that's how we all got connected. Now you got connected from tonight. So now you're in that chronological, and we'll
We're on
continue.
Instagram, so family and friends.
Yeah.
And take it from there.
We heard
Powers.
everyone's story except yours.
How would you do
Yeah.
Powers?
I just Powers. Did
Ah,
I do it right?
You did it right.
Did I do it okay?
You did it right.
All right. As long as you're blessing it. You
It's
know,
been
we
blessed.
said we could share
And
it,
tonight's
so-
with you guys. And my
All right.
goodness, my stories of Google.
Right.
Yes,
Powers.
definitely.
All right. Well, that's what's
Yes.
up. I want to thank you for the plug all
Yeah.
the way
Thank
through.
you,
all
always. And keep us informed. And if anybody needs
Yes.
to know more information, they can find us at Call Kitty. Come on here. We'll have them all, your listings. I'll type it in there. And then, yeah.
I want to give a shout out to the world.
You're not going to stop shouting now, and don't you dare.
What's up,
That's his
world?
job.
World says
I hated the
hello.
world.
The world saying
I want to give a
hello.
shout out to Mars too. What up, Mars?
Mars. What's another planet of your shouting out?
Oh man, I'm gonna go far right now.
How about Mercury
A
retrograde?
planet we haven't heard of for whatever reason. We don't know if it ain't real or not.
I can't make up names down.
Planet Ooh.
Having fun, world. You know what I'm saying? Shout out.
Woker than a woke.
Yeah.
Woke.
Good title. I love that title. Woken and woke.
You can catch his video on my Call Kitty. I did put that on. And then we did the back and forth, add it to your story to see how far. And it when I was like, there it goes down the rabbit hole.
How about that?
It was beautiful.
It was
I
beautiful.
said, let's keep going. Let's make these algorithms
bloomish.
stick. What the heck?
Rosy.
Yes.
Glitter.
Okay.
It doesn't fall. You just throw
We'll
it there
call
and
it a
stays
night.
there.
We're having a good
Glitter does not
time.
fall.
Thank you for joining us Friday night with Darling Kitty and Paris Harris.
Hey,
cooking, home
Pocket
cooking.
rocker.
You know what I'm saying?
Um,
Fun.
That shit was
Well, you're
exclusive.
amazing. That was fucking.
Oh man,
You're the
we saw
hype man.